Hearing to order at this time.
Okay, we got you got two running in.
Ordinance number.
Hold on, Mr.
Oh,
Almost.
Public hearing is for ordinance number 2023-26. Mr. Stoltz.
thanks, sir. Ordinance number 2023-26. It is hereby ordained by the governing authority of the City of Port Oglethorpe an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Port Oglethorpe, Chapter 6, Alcohol, Article 2, Division 6, Package Sales of Distilled Alcoholic Beverages by adding a definition for construction in Section 6.135 and by providing a procedure for a hearing in the revocation of applicant's application under Section 6.143 to regulate the grant, refusal, suspension, or revocation of applications to sell or dispense packaged distilled alcoholic beverages in the City of Port Oglethorpe, to provide for provisions therein is authorized by state law, to provide for the modification, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances or parts thereof, to provide for an adoption effective date, and for all other purposes allowed by law. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this ordinance amendment?
Yes.
Yes, sir. If you would, state your full name.
And if you could spell it for the record, please.
Sure. My name is Saurin Patel, S-A-U-R-I-N, last name Patel, P-A-T-E-L. So I'm gonna say I'm against the amendment, and I'll tell you some of the reasons that what I feel and what is right. So obviously, this amendment, if I'm wrong, please correct me, Mr. Mayor, City Attorney. This amendment will allow the existing applicant more time to finish what they started, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So the reason I think we shouldn't do this is obviously they had a 12 months period, right? These guys to do what they supposed to do. And according to the city ordinance, they got to have a CEO before 12 months complete. None of them has. So actually, we should go ahead and start the whole process again. And let's open it up for everybody, to give everybody a fair chance. Because I was one of the unlucky one, that did not get the license, right? And if I was one of those three, I would have had the store open by now. So not only the city lost the tax revenues for all these whole 12 months, not only all the local residents did not have a liquor store who voted for and wanted this liquor store like a year ago. And obviously all these other business owners could have the business here, and they didn't get a chance to have it. So I think we should go ahead and open it up for everybody again, and let's go ahead and start the whole process again. That's all I had to say.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this ordinance amendment? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone else is present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. This time we will call our regularly scheduled council meeting to order. Mr. Stoltz, if you would, please call the roll.
Earl Gray, Mayor.
Here.
Craig Crawford, Councilman.
Here.
Paula Stinnett, Council Lady.
Here.
Derek Rogers, Mayor Pro Tem.
Here.
Jim Childs, Councilman.
Here.
Rhonda James, Council Lady.
Here.
Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Let the record show we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. This time we do our invocation and our pledge. Ms. Childs, if you would, please do the invocation. Ms. Stinnett, lead us in the pledge, please.
Your Heavenly Father, thank you for all the blessings that you give us. Thank you for our city. Thank you for the people here. Be with us, guide us, direct us, and help us to make the right decisions for our citizens. Lead, guide, and direct us, and forgive us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll set the agenda for tonight's meeting. Ms. Hune, do you have any additions?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. One addition of executive session to discuss real estate and litigation.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to add executive session to the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The executive session will be added at the end of the agenda. Next item is the minutes from our regularly scheduled meeting. Members of council have had an opportunity to review the minutes from our August 14th meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Rogers. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. Item number 1 under ordinances is third and final reading ordinance number 2023-26. Ms. Stokes.
Ordinance number 2023-26, it is hereby ordained by the governing authority of the City of Fort Oglethorpe an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Fort Oglethorpe, Chapter 6, Alcohol, Article 2, Division 6, Package Sales of Distilled Alcoholic Beverages by adding a definition for construction in Section 6.135 and by providing a procedure for a hearing in the revocation of applicant's application under Section 6.143 to regulate the grant, refusal, suspension, or revocation of applications to sell or dispense packaged distilled alcoholic beverages in the City of Fort Oglethorpe, to provide for provisions therein as authorized by state law, to provide for modification, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances or parts thereof, to provide for an adoption effective date, and for all other purposes allowed by law.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. To have a motion to discuss and vote on ordinance number 2023-26.
Motion.
Second, sir.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Ms. Stinnett. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to table this ordinance as written and offer an amendment to ordinance 2023-26 that section 6-143 be amended to reflect: if the applicant fails to obtain an occupancy permit for the premises so constructed within 12 months of the date of approval of application to sell packaged distilled spirits at retail in the city, the mayor and council shall conduct a hearing on the record upon the issue of whether to revoke the application for failure to make significant progress towards obtaining a certificate of occupancy for the premises. That applications previously approved by the mayor and council on July 11th, 2022 be required to show cause at a hearing before the mayor and council why their application should not be revoked for failure to make significant progress towards obtaining a certificate of occupancy for the premises before revoking these applications. Additionally, I would also like to have another public hearing on this ordinance for transparency at the next regularly scheduled council meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Do I have a motion to table and amend
Motion.
ordinance number 2023-26 as described by Mayor Pro Tem Mr. Rogers?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Ms. James. Any further discussion?
So this new will be on file until the next meeting, so anybody, like these gentlemen here, can look at it or whoever.
Yes, we'll amend it if it's
And then-
approved.
And anybody will have the
Yes, sir.
opportunity to speak
Yes, sir.
again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right, they will have that opportunity at the next meeting, yes, sir. Any other discussion? Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Ordinance number 2023-26 will be amended and tabled until our next regularly scheduled council meeting. Item number 2, second and final reading of ordinance number 2023-27. Mr. Stokes.
Ordinance number 2023-27, be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0003A09600A, Lot 2, Lafayette Road, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the owner, J. Chudlahari, so as to amend the zoning of said property from a C2 to a C2, allowing for beer, wine, packaged distilled spirit sales in Lafayette Road Overlay District, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to discuss and vote on ordinance number 2023-27.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs.
So wouldn't it make
Any
sense?
discussion?
Wouldn't it make sense to table
Table it
this?
also.
You can't vote on this.
Yeah. If that's what the council
Is that in the
decides.
form of a motion, Mr. Crawford?
I'm just asking a question.
Okay.
Right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I vote to table this.
All right.
We get the ordinance
2023-26 resolved.
resolved.
Yeah.
I have a motion to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Is there any further discussion? Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Ms. Childs?
Yes.
Motion to table ordinance number 2023-27 has been passed by a unanimous vote. Ordinance number 2023-27 will be tabled until our next regularly scheduled council meeting. Next item on the agenda is new business. Item number 1, recommendation to adopt a millage rollback rate for 2023 property tax. Ms. Hume.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a recommendation to adopt the 2023 millage rollback rates of 4.982 for Catoosa County property taxes and 3.8560 for Walker County property taxes for the city of Fort Oglethorpe. The rollback rate calculations have been included in your documentation.
Thank you, Ms. Hume. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 2, recommendation to purchase a cyber insurance policy. Ms. Hume.
Thank you. The city has to carry cyber insurance policy to basically protect our data in case of a breach. Star Matthews, the city's property and liability insurance broker, has recommended that the city contract with Houston Casualty for its cyber insurance policy in the amount of $18,332.08. If approved, this would come out of both the general and the water and sewer funds. The ratings for the cyber insurance is based on revenue and budget and safeguards that the city has in place, and the cyber market in recent years has experienced huge increases in premium rates, with claims as they rise and fewer options are out there for municipalities like us to have coverage. Out of 7 requests that were submitted by our broker, 3 competitive responses were received. Last year, we saw a premium increase of 100% on our insurance coverage for this. This year's quote includes a 16.3% rate decrease. After some conversation with Star Matthews, the finance department, the finance director agreed that a 6-month maximum indemnity period instead of 12 months was okay for a city of our size. The broker felt like we would still be safe and that we would have our business income back up and running within 6 months. So that's why it is a lesser amount this time around.
Thank you, Ms. Hume. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second, sir.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Ms. Stinnett. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3, recommendation to purchase pool cover for the Arlene Cryle Municipal Pool. Ms. Hume.
Thank you. As you all will recall, we resurfaced our pool this year, and it looks really great, and we need to protect it. Our old pool cover is over a decade old, and it's got holes in it that are that will allow debris and things to seep in and stain our newly resurfaced pool. In order to protect it, especially since now the pool is staying filled year-round, we need a different type of cover, and I've learned that it's called a trampoline cover, and it can actually attach through grommets, and so if somebody were to make their way into the facility while the pool was closed, they wouldn't actually be able to, they just bounce right off the pool. So don't do that, but it's there. It'll keep the pool safe, and it'll keep all that hard work we did earlier this year covered. And that would be coming from Smith Aquatics in the amount of $25,300 out of the general fund if approved.
Thank you, Ms. Hume. I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion?
Will we install it ourselves, or will they?
No, this includes installation. They actually have to drill into the sides to put the grommets.
But I'm saying
because it's attachments.
annually?
Oh, we will.
They'll put it on?
Yes, we will annually, and no, we will.
Okay.
After this, once we learn how and the kit is in place, we will just put it on every year. It's very easy once everything's installed.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 4, recommendation to purchase a new tire changer and tire balancer and to declare the equipment currently in service as surplus equipment. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. The Public Works Department has a tire changer and balance that has reached the end, a balancer that has reached the end of its useful life, and the time has come to buy some new equipment. The equipment in place is currently becoming increasingly unreliable. If approved, the city would purchase this equipment from O'Reilly Auto Parts in the amount of $16,498. And once the new equipment is in place, the equipment currently in service would be declared surplus and made available for sale on GovDeals once that new equipment's received. If and when the old equipment is sold, the funds will be deposited into the general fund and the equipment will be removed from the city's insurance policy and asset ledger.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item, City Manager's Report. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. As we just mentioned, the pool, and we need the cover because sadly the pool season has come to a close. Our pool will have its final season this weekend, with the final day being Labor Day, September the 4th. So it was a really great season. Thank you to all the hard work that the Rec and Leisure guys did, especially Roger and his crew. They were out there and they love what they do, and Cindy Lawson and all those lifeguards. We can't thank you enough, and it was a great season. So let's just come back next year. We have our Welcome Center opening this Friday, September the 1st at 9 a.m., number 10 Barnhart Circle. So we look forward to having everybody coming out and seeing our new Welcome Center with its doors open and some old exhibits in a new light and displayed in a new way. So please come out to Barnhart Circle Friday, September the 1st. And then finally, Labor Day at the Post is Monday, September the 4th. It's an all-day event with fun, family-friendly activities, free kids activities, shopping, a car show sponsored by the Car Show Brothers to benefit Christmas toys for children, and lots of food, and most importantly, lots of excellent music. James Rogers will kick off the day at 11 o'clock, but we start at 10. Roger Allen Wade, Josh Driver in Full Circle, and then Confederate Railroad goes on stage at 5. The event is rain or shine. So come out and have fun with us, and we are so happy to be bringing this signature event back to the city. So we look forward to a big day. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. Next item is Mayor and Council comments. Just to echo a little bit of what Ms. Hughes said. Labor Day at the Post is back, and we hope we're going to turn it into a bigger and better event than it's ever been. So stay home this Labor Day and come out and join us. Right over at Barnhart Circle, and we got something for everybody over there, for kids, adults, so come on over. Mr. Childs.
No comments tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Crawford.
Yeah, I just thought to kind of mention on what city manager was saying, and I know Jeff and his department and has been working with Tony and his to try to get the Welcome Center and get all that set up for a great day at Labor Day at the Post and putting up monuments and everything. And actually, surprisingly enough, Jeff was able to get a horse inside of the Welcome Center over there.
It took a village.
Yeah,
It's heavy, isn't it?
but just to echo that, we just got some great employees all around the city, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you. And I always say we couldn't do what we do up here without you guys. So I appreciate it. And I'll just end it on Friday. This past Friday, LFO got their first win of the season, football win. This week they play our Navy and Red County rival up here on the hill. So come and be loud and support the Warriors. That's it.
Yep. Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I'd like to say I'm excited about Labor Day at the Post. That'll be fun next week. Hope everybody can come to that. But also, I'll just give a shout out to code enforcement. I see Garen over here, and good. It's I've had quite a few complaints that have gotten turned in recently, and they all just get taken care of so fast. And I just really appreciate the job you're doing. It's incredible. So, thank you.
Ms. James.
As Craig said, they've got the markers out around Barnhart. And if you hadn't been over there and seen those, the guys put them out. Go around Barnhart and stop and read those, and it tells you a little bit about the area. So it's something new. And we'll see everybody on Labor Day.
Ms. Stinnett.
Yes, sir. Well, Labor Day is going to be fabulous, and keep in mind with those markers and everything, the fabulous military history of the city of Fort Oglethorpe. But we have another opportunity to honor a gentleman, Larry Taylor. On September 5th, he will be in Washington, D.C. receiving a Medal of Honor. Mr. Taylor was in the Vietnam War. There will be a special parade for him downtown Chattanooga, and the Fort Oglethorpe Veteran Citizen Council will be part of that parade on 9/11. So please honor those military and our heritage here in Fort Oglethorpe, and Mr. Taylor from St. Elmo, just across the hill. So we definitely want to shout out to Mr. Taylor.
What's his name again?
Larry Taylor.
And that parade is on September 11th?
It is on September 11, 9/11, downtown Chattanooga, 11:30 a.m., and Fort Oglethorpe will be represented by the Veteran and Citizen Council therein. And if you'd like to ride on the float, Chief Haymans would love to have you. Just let him know.
And he's getting the Medal of Honor for something he did in
Vietnam. Yes, sir.
Very
He
cool.
saved 4 men that more or less his commanders had called him off and said, nope, you can't save them. He went in anyway, disobeyed orders, saved those 4 men's lives. And he is now receiving his Medal of Honor for doing so.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor. Yes, sir.
I'd like to add one thing if I can.
All right, sir.
I'd like to congratulate yourself, Derek, and Miss James on another 4 years of serving the citizens of Fort Oglethorpe.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
We certainly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Next item on the agenda is executive session. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session and discuss personnel and real estate.
Motion.
Real estate litigation.
Ma'am.
Real estate litigation.
And add litigation to it now.
Second.
I heard the second by Mr. Child. Who made the motion? Ms. James.
Ms. James.
Motion by Ms. James and second by Mr. Child. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This council is in executive session. I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive
Motion,
session.
sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Childs. In executive session, we discuss personnel, real estate, and litigation. I'll entertain.
Make a motion.
Second.
Aye.
It's the fastest one ever.
All in favor of coming out of executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Rogers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.